Well, hello, 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 everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is Caron, and I am here. I am here this evening to share with you the walkthrough of the annual catalog. I'm gonna give me a few minutes. Let me just share this to make sure that we have some folks that can join us today. Let's see. All right. Okay. So let me just tell you, if you are new to sharing on Zoom and joining me live on Zoom, what we'll need to do is make sure that several things happen. Is that you make sure that if you want to chat with me live, make sure you sign into YouTube with your Google account. That is the only way you can make comments and join me in the live chat. I do not have an assistant or a helper, so I will try my best to keep up with your comments and your notes if you leave me any. And if I don't, I will watch the replay. And if you've asked me a question, I will definitely respond. Again, my name is Caron Bailey, and I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I have been crafting with Stampin' Up for over 6 years now. So I'm totally excited to share with you on the 3rd of May, our catalog launch, the 2022 to 2023 annual catalog launched. And you guys, there's so much goodness in this catalog that I just wanted to take a minute to walk through it with you and share it with you. I'm not going to go through every single page, but I'm going to share with you what I do, how I do. And then just point out some tips and tricks for utilizing your catalog to the best of its potential. Okay. I know that for me, when I look at some things, when you read a book, the first thing you do is you kind of skip to the inside. You don't take a minute, but I'm going to walk you through this so that you can have so much fun going through. But anyway, this is the annual catalog. Take a look at it. This cover is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And right off the bat, I can see some beautiful inspiration in terms of cards that you can or you cannot make from this. Now, that's the other thing. The first thing I'm going to share with you is when you get this catalog, don't just look at it as an opportunity to see stuff that you want to buy. This is an inspiration guide as well. So that's the first tip, is use your catalog as an inspiration guide. Okay, so that's the first tip, is to use this as an inspiration guide. Don't forget that. One of the other things that you know from the very beginning, this tells you when this catalog is active and how long it's good for. The catalog begins May 3rd, 2022. And it expires April of 2023. So this is good for 1 year, okay? So when we open the catalog, again, much more inspiration hits you from the very beginning of the catalog. And it shares with you the in colors. If you take a look at it, you'll see the new in colors and some of the papers and the designs that's in the catalog. I got to put my eyes on y'all. So just a little inspiration, share something special about what this catalog is all about. And then, of course, if you take a look in this catalog, on this very first page, let me kitty corner it for you right here. You will see a lot of inspiration about some of the Stampin' Up family. Right here, you'll have Shelly. Shelly is one of the founders of Stampin' Up. And Shelly and her husband, so you can see co-founder and board chair. So there's a little bit about that. So if you want to know a lot of the history or some of the history, you can take a look at what's going on here in the catalog. Right down here, you'll also see Sarah, Sean, and family. Sarah is the current CEO of Stampin' Up. So again, lots of information you can find about what's going on with the Stampin' Up family you can find in this very first page. All right, and then the next thing that you're going to look at is the table of contents. You guys, 9 times out of 10, I skip the table of contents. I probably shouldn't do that, but I do skip the table of contents. I'm one of those people that I like to get to the very beginning of my book. And then, hello, Kathy. So this is Shelly right here. And this is on the very inner cover, first page of the catalog is page 2, just a little bit about the Stampin' Up family and who we have in the family, okay? All of that goodness. Then the other thing that I look at is the table of contents. Actually, I don't look at it, but there's lots of things that this table of contents will tell you about how to read and understand this catalog, okay? So the first thing you'll see if you notice in the table of contents, I typically buy a lot of my products by suites. So it tells you where you can take a look and find the suites. Pages 12 to 109, you'll find all of the product suites, and then it breaks it down by where specific suites are and where you can find them. Again, if you look at, it'll tell you where you can find stuff about your accessories. And if you want to host Stampin' parties and join Stampin' Up, where you can find information on that, and then where you can find the indexes about finding the punches, the dies, stamps, and so on and so forth. But you guys, one of the most important thing that, and I not really looked at it, is these icons, okay? These icons in the catalog are important for you so that you can take a look and know what you're looking at. When you see this icon in the catalog, this lets you know that it's a new product. And let's go through and we'll find you some of them. This icon right here tells you that the product is reversible. This tells you that it's distinctive. This little figure right here tells you that it's a quick and easy project. And then of course, if it's English, if it's available in English or in French or what language it is in. So knowing what these symbols are can definitely help you navigate what's going on in this catalog. So let's go through on the first page. Maybe not the first page. Let's go through some of the other pages. Okay, and then again, there's just a little bit more on each of the pages about hosting, joining, how to shop, about kits and sharing on your social medias about Stampin' Up products. Again, spot on color. And again, telling you that Stampin' Up is all about coordination. All of Stampin' Up products, when you see a bundle, when you see a suite, our colors, it lets you know right away that we are all about cohesion and coordination in our products. All of our colors, for the most part, will sync and coordinate. Our designer series paper, when we play with our designer series, there's a front and back. They are made, let me show you an example of what I'm talking about. So if you take a look at our designer series paper, this is one strip of it. It is meant as a front and a back, and it coordinates with each other. Okay, one side is floral and one side is more neutral. That's typically what you'll find in our designer series paper. One's a little busier than the other, and then the other one's a little bit more muted or softer. Our products are perfectly paired, meaning that, again, keeping coordination in mind. Most of our dies, if they come with a coordinating stamp set or a bundle, they coordinate with that. And lately, when Stampin' Up, we've been making our dies. Our dies sometimes can also be used to die cut some of the designer series paper, so that you can use those designer series paper to augment your products. And then, of course, is color coordination. All of the in colors that you'll see in Stampin' Up are designed to work together, but they will also blend and coordinate with some of the other colors in the rest of the line. All righty. All right, page 10, you'll find information about subscribing to our Paper Pumpkin. Paper Pumpkin is our subscription kit. And what you can find with, if you're a crafter, maybe a beginner, maybe not even a beginner, crafter, but, and you sometimes travel, that's how I use my Paper Pumpkin kits. I have them, but when I'm going on the road or I'm going on vacation, I'll grab a box or two, and that's what I'll take with me on vacation. That way everything is already in the box, and I don't have to worry about what I need to put together to be able to make a card while I'm on vacation. So that's the purpose of, not the purpose, but this is for Paper Pumpkin and the subscription kit. You will find everything in that box to make whatever that project is. Typically, it's cards. So you'll find envelopes, die cuts, ink pads, a unique stamp set, because you get a unique stamp sets every month in the Paper Pumpkin kit that is not available anywhere else, either in the catalog or online for sale. When you sign up for Paper Pumpkin, you can sign up as on a monthly basis, quarterly basis, a half year or a full year. And some people like myself, we do pay as you go, and it's $23 a month, okay? And then the next page tells you all about our kits collection. You guys, our kits, you can find our kits online. Typically, Stampin' Up! About a year or two ago has stopped putting the kits themselves in the catalog. There's just a reference to them. So when you do go to your demonstrator's website, that's where you can find what kits are available, okay? But again, we have all-inclusive kits. We have the Paper Pumpkin kits, and so many other kits that we have. So as you saw in the, and I'm not gonna go through every single suite, but so the first suite that's in the catalog, the first one that we came to is the Tea Boutique, okay? And so if you take a look at this, the beautiful thing about suites is when you buy a suite, okay, what you do is you buy everything that's in that collection, okay? And let's go into this Tea Boutique suite. With one item code, 158670, for example, and for the price of $67, you can use one item code to purchase the bundle, the 6x6 designer series paper, and the cards and envelopes kit, okay? All of that comprises the Tea Boutique suite, okay? Now you can purchase each of the items individually, okay? So if you go to the very next page, you will see the designer series. The next page will break everything down for you. So this is what the paper looks like. This is the Tea Boutique cards and more, cards and envelope that comes in the suite. This is the stamps. These are the stamps that come in the suite. And then right here is an image of the dies that also accompanied the suite. Now, with Stampin' Up! Products, you can buy stuff as a bundle. And I recommend, if you are going to buy them, that you buy them as a bundle, and you save 10% with the bundle. So you don't need to buy the entire suite if you're not happy. If you don't want to do the whole suite, you can buy the bundle and save 10%, or you can buy the stamp separate and the dies separate and everything else separately. I'm an all or nothing girl, so I typically go with the suite, okay? So take a look at what some of the icons that we showed you from before, okay? So remember the icon that we saw, this N, okay, that says this is new. So this is a new feature, a new stamp set or a new product in the catalog. And it tells you in the bundle, you can save 10%. And this cute little icon right here in the corner, it's a little picture of a mini Stampin' Cut emboss machine. This tells you that the dies can be used and cut in the mini Stampin' Cut embossing machine. You don't need to bring out your Big Shot or the big Stampin' Emboss machine. You can use your Stampin' Mini. All right, so the other thing that you'll notice also from the catalog that I absolutely love is that it tells you what colors coordinate with the suite. Okay, so with the suite, with this tea boutique, you can see that the colors that coordinate are all of the in colors. The sweet sorbet, the tea party, Tahitian tide, parakeet party, the Tahitian tide, starry sky, and orchid oasis. You can also see that it tells you you can also use crushed curry that will complement and coordinate nicely with this bundle. Let me stop for my Zoom friends. If you are talking to me, I'm not hearing you. Switch on over to Zoom or to the YouTube so you can comment and chat there, and I will see your comments. I'm unable to see your comments right now. All right, so then that's what I needed to explain to you about this particular boutique or suite, sorry. But if you take a look in the description, and let me bring this a little bit closer to you, you might be able to see it better. If you take a look at the description on the set, it tells you so much information, again, about the stamp and the die, okay? So it tells you that in this bundle, or in this stamp set, there's 20 photopolymer stamps, okay? If you count each one to include the sentiments, you'll have 20 photopolymer, but it also tells you which blocks what size blocks you should use. And they suggest that you use block A, B, D, and G. Now you can use a bigger block with a small image, but you can't use a small block with a big image. And even if you use a bigger block with a smaller image, you run the risk of if you rock your stamp, having little rings around having ink rings around your projects. So sometimes having the appropriate size block makes your stamping life just a tad easier. It also tells you on this stamp set, if you look at the description, that this is a 2-step stamp, okay? So you're going to be able to, I don't even have it out, do I? I would show it to you. So one of the beautiful things about 2-step stamping is that you can color it with blends, or your Stampin' Right markers, or your watercolor markers, if that's what you want to watercolor, or based upon the die that's in here, you can do a 2-step stamp and get a colored image without doing a lot of the coloring. All right, so let's see if there's another. So when I go through my catalog, if you'll take a look, this is my second catalog. I have 2 catalogs. One I keep in my office, one I keep in my craft room. One of the things that I do is I get my little tab punch, punch, and I go through the catalog and I tab where things that I need to do or get to for easy reference. So that might be something that you would need to do also, is get little tabs. You can use the little stickies from Office Max and that type of thing to do that. So I know when I'm looking at this, if I want the index with bundles, I can just go right here to the index with bundles and find what I'm looking for, okay? That's just another tip on how I organize my catalog. I'm not done with organizing it yet. I still have a little bit to do because I just started on this one. All right, so let me see what else I need to show you about this. So the next suite, I'm going to jump suites just a little bit. Oh, the other thing that I do in my catalog, I think a lot of demonstrators do, is I go through the catalog, right? And I will, if so that I don't buy everything multiple times. I try to make sure that I go through the catalog and identify what I have already, and so that when I'm sitting either in my office or in my either offices and I'm going to place a quick order, I'm like, do I have that? Do I have that? I make sure that I make note of it in the catalog so that I don't double order and have to go through the process of exchanging anything. So all I do is I really go through and if I have it, I put like an H and circle it and say, yep, I have it. I'll show you this one I ordered, but I haven't done anything with that. Actually, did that just arrive today? I think so. So let's see, what am I wanting to show you here? So if there's something in here, I'm trying to find where I've ordered something. Okay, so like this, oh, this is a good place to be. This is the Abigail Rose collection or suite. Again, item number for the entire suite. This description tells you exactly what's in the suite, the collection. And in this particular, it includes the stamp and die bundle, the designer series paper, and some natural finish ribbon. That's what's included in this bundle. When you go to the next page, you'll see exactly the items that's included in the suite. Did you notice this, you guys? This ribbon is such that you can stamp on it. So you could make patterned and designer ribbon. Isn't that awesome? And then you can see that the colors that this coordinates with in the suite. This one is petal pink, early espresso, crumb cake, very vanilla, smoky slate, and basic black. Those are all coordinating. And then again, this is what's 10 clings, and they're cling mounts, the blocks you should use, and it's available in English and French, and it coordinates with the dies. But what I do also is, again, is I go through and I make sure that I note, I ordered this on the 3rd of May. So that again, when I'm getting ready to prepare my next order, I'm not gonna add the Cottage Rose bundle or the suite to my order catalog because I have a little note to myself that, hey, you ordered this already. Don't bother ordering it again. Anybody have any questions so far on, anybody have any questions so far on the catalog? Okay, then we'll keep moving. So once you get to the different stamps, and I've explained a lot on the how to read and recognize what the symbols are. Okay, these are reversibles. I got to tell you about reversibles. Okay, what are reversible stamps? Okay, Stampin' Up about two catalogs? Maybe 3 catalogs ago. I'm not sure how often. They've developed these stamps that if you stamp them on one side, it's one basic stamp. When you stamp on one side, you get the basic image, okay? And then when you just flip the stamp over, not the block, the stamp itself, flip the stamp over, and I will do a class or two and show you how to use them. Then you'll have the image that is more definition and with the lines of delineation so that you can have that clear image, but it's all in one stamp. Okay, so this is the image that tells you these are reversible. These are not new to the collection. These have been around for a little bit, but the newest reversible stamp that Stampin' Up is adding to the collection is called Waterfall Canyon. And you can tell that because it's new. Can you see? That's how you tell. Also, and so when you take a look at, so this is more of an image or telling you what it is. So this one image, one side, this is one stamp. One side will give you this outline, watercolorish image. And the other side of the stamp, when you flip the stamp over, will give you this image. Okay, so when you stamp this over this, that'll give you your 2 steps. That's where you will have the more clearly defined image of the waterfall. You guys, I will definitely have to do a class for you on that one. Join me, and so you can see how reversible stamps work. All righty. So Stampin' Up has every year, Stampin' Up comes out with a color, what we call in colors, that are good for 2 years. So right now with this catalog, we introduced the 2022 to 2024 in colors. Okay, so the colors are good for 2 years. Okay, so we still have current the 2021 to 2023. So you'll always have a little bit of overlap. So what can you take away from this color collection is, if you wanted to order all of them individually, you can see right here, if you look at the colored cardstock, 8.5 by 11, tells you the price, and then it gives you the item number for each of the colors. And because it's in colors, it groups all of the items that are in that in color. So you'll have the cardstock, your ink pads, your your ink refills, and your stamping blend combos. So if there is stamping blends, which is our version of alcohol markers, if there is one in the suite, it will have, or in the collection, it will have an item number. Stampin' Up! Does not have a set of stamping blends for every single color. And those, you'll notice that under that color, you'll see a dash line. That tells you that there is not a stamping blend that coordinates with those colors, okay? So you'll find everything for the in colors, for the brights, our neutrals, regals, subtles, and the base collection of inks, and it lets you know what we have in that suite or in those colors. Oh, I have recently switched over to Stampin' Up! Storage. I like to have, I used to do the Stampin' Storage collection. I still love Stampin' Storage, don't get that wrong, but I think the system that I'm using with Stampin' Up! and Stampin' Up! Or organization to help control clutter, I think it's working a little bit better for me and how I'm wanting to create my space. So you guys don't overlook the storage items in the catalog if you're looking for storage and organizational ideas. Now, what this picture right here is showing you is that the products are sturdy enough that you can actually use use it to put your mini cut and emboss when it's in the folded or closed configuration. You can actually store it on top. It's wide enough that you can store your mini cut and emboss on the storage system. I would not recommend that you try die cutting anything while it's on it, but you could use it to store, okay? Now, Stampin' Up!, we do things that sometimes are in a bundle. And if the bundle is available, this is where you're able to identify what those bundles are. For example, let me walk you through. Okay. So if you wanted the classic ink pad bundle, okay, and this is for $72, you save 10% on the bundle, and it includes 10 ink pads, 10 pads, one of each of the 10 colors in the Brights collection. So if you didn't want to try to figure out what it was in the Bright collection, which colors, if you wanted to, you could actually go back to the previous 2 pages and say, okay, what's in the Bright collection? Well, there's Poppy Parade, Melon Mambo, etc., etc. And when you're set up to go through your order, you can put each of these colors, for your ink pads rather, you can put each of these colors individually in your order and pay, what is this, it's $8 each for each of them, and there's 10, so that's $80 if you use them individually. But if you say, okay, I want the Brights collection, you can save 10% on the bundle and purchase all 10 ink pads, save 10% for $72. Okay, and get the bundle of the inks. Same with the ink refills, and same with the Stampin' Right markers. Okay, so that's how you use this chart to do the same. And then it tells you about the in colors if they're available in bundles. This tells you the order number for the item number for each of those. Whew, we're almost done with the catalog, you guys. Well, maybe a little bit more. So these are some of our other coloring options in the catalog. It's not just all about Stampin' Right markers. It's not all about ink refills. We also have the soft pastels, and we do have watercolor pencils. There's 2 different assortments in watercolor pencils. There's assortment 1 and assortment 2. Get yourself both of them for watercoloring. The next section in the catalog we talk about is our adhesives, okay? I love my little green glue. That is the best, best glue I think ever. And then I love when I do use it, my Stampin' Seal C+, that is my favorite tape runner. And then if you look here, it'll just tell you nothing is new in our inventory, but this section often gets overlooked. I need to do a label from my adhesives, but this section often gets overlooked, okay? The next section is the wow factor. This is just tools that you can use to add a little bit more oomph and pizzazz to your color, to your card. It talks about our embossing pastes. So new to this catalog, you'll see is this is new because you can see it. And this is, what is number 3? Find number 3. And the artistic mixed decorative masks. Stampin' Up uses decorative mask, but it's another word for stencils. So if that was confusing to you, it's about stencils. And that's new to the catalog. And then other coloring tools that you'll find in the catalog. Love my blending brushes. Love them. Love my Versamark. And then there's nothing else new on this page. But again, if you're looking for stuff that adds a little bit of wow factor to your project, this is the section to go take care of it. This is my absolute favorite section in the catalog. I love my designer series paper, you guys. Absolutely love it. And in this catalog, there were 18, I think, new designer series papers. We call them designer series papers. To the rest of the world, sometimes they call them pattern papers. Same difference. I just love designer series paper. Makes me feel happy to say that. But anyway, when you go through the catalog, you'll take a look again, and we'll tell you that it's new to the catalog. And then you will always find in here what colors will coordinate with your designer series paper, okay? So for example, if we look at the Awash in Beauty designer series paper, again, this is 12 by 12, this is 12 by 12. It tells you that the coordinating colors, you can use stuff, the colors Balmy Blue, Blushing Bride, Calypso Coral, Granny Apple Green, Mary Merlot, Mossy Meadow, Polished Pink, and So Saffron. Those are some of the colors that you can use. Doesn't mean that you can't use the in colors, because you probably can, okay? Butterfly Kiss is the same. And again, it gives you the item number and the price. And what you get for, that's in for the price. There's 12 sheets in here. This is the front, this is the back. And that's how they're laid out in the catalog. You'll see each side of the designer series paper, so you'll know what the front side and the back side looks like in each of the images. And remember, I told you that one side is almost always a little bit more floral, not even floral, but decorative, a little bit busier. And then the other side is more muted or understated. So you can see what the patterns are on both sides of the designer series just by going to that section. Okay. So that's 3, 6, 9. I think there was 18 different designer series papers in the catalog. This is 12, 13. And these are new only because whatever the prints or the design is that comes out for the new catalog, Stampin' Up will always do them in the subtles, brights, regals, and neutral color. So you're able to coordinate across the designer series papers. And this year, one of our hosts, when you host a workshop, a card workshop, either with me or your demonstrator, one of the items that you can win or earn is the hostess pack of designer series paper. And this designer series paper is called Design a Dream. There's 48 sheets in this pack of paper for each of 12 double-sided paper. I think I have this. I gotta take a look. Anyway, it comes with Blackberry, it coordinates with Blackberry Bliss, Daffodil Delight, Mint Macaron, Old Olive, Petal Pink, and Pool Party. Now, y'all need to pay attention because I'm going to do scavenger hunts, and you got to know where to find things in scavenger hunts, and I've given you clues as to how to identify things in here. So, memories and more. So, with the designer series paper, you guys, when I'm doing the annual paper share that I'm doing this year, it just lets you know you are able, if you were to purchase each of the 18 new designer series papers in the catalog, you would spend, not including shipping and tax, it's a value of $200 just for all of the 18 new in colors, okay? Or designer series papers, I'm sorry. What the paper share does, it gives you an opportunity to get a sample of each of the 18 designer series papers in the suite. So for a $50 purchase, you will get a sample of each of the 18 different designer series papers in the 2023 catalog. And you will also receive, while supplies last, you will receive one of the Texture Chic Memories and More card packs in your order. Okay, now I love Memories and More card packs, you guys. What is amazing about these is that these are kind of like cards in a box. Okay, each of the different elements that comes in the Memories and More kit, I mean, you can take it out and you can just make a card like in nothing flat. All you may have to do is maybe add a stamp sentiment if one is not included already in. Move to the left, she says. Okay, is that good? In the catalog. Oh, I moved my little mark. You guys, I have this little strip of designer series paper that lets me know that I can't go anywhere past, not designer, or a strip of cardstock that lets me know that my page should never go anything past that. Okay, if anything past that, and I'm out of frame. Those are little cheats that I have to do. So we still do have some items for those of you that are into scrapbooking. That is not my shtick, so I don't really do much of scrapbooking, but a lot of the parts and pieces that you use for scrapbooking, you can definitely use to make cards. And some of the items you can use for storage as well. Okay, now let's take a look at our cards and envelopes. Again, new to the collection is we have craft note cards and envelopes, the Tea Boutique cards and envelopes. Now remember, this also comes with the suite, the Tea Boutique suite, but you can also buy it individually and separately. Okay, and then the rest of the envelopes for your card making needs. So now this tells you a little bit more. This section is about our specialty paper. This is continuing of the items that you'll receive in your paper share. So you'll get a sample of the glimmer paper that features the in colors, brush strokes, distressed gold, and then the rose gold DSP. Okay. Whew. Y'all hanging with me? All right, so sometimes you want to give little gifts and little trinkets when you make gifts for folks. We at Stampin' Up, we already have some items that you can use for packaging. There's no need to go anywhere. Just flip to page 140 and you can find things such as treat bags, cellophane bags if you're looking for those, some that are 6x8. For 50 of them, you can get for $5.50. Okay, you guys, what can you use these cellophane bags for? That's my challenge to you. What can you use these cellophane bags other than treat bags? I'll tell you what I will use them for, but I'll tell you after you tell me. All right, so the next section in the, as you can see, the next section is all about our embellishments. All right, and with our embellishments, this is where we have our gems, our brads, and anything else. So as you can see, everything that is new is identified with the N on this page. These are N color items. the In Color Matte Decorative Dots, and the For Everything Fancy Sequins. Those are pretty. I think I just ordered some. And then I love bling, y'all. So this section I live in because almost every single piece of, every single card that I make will have some sort of bling somewhere. I just have to have it. That's just my world there. And so there's 1, 2, 3 pages of that. The next section tells you about our ribbon, what's available in our ribbon. In the Tie It On section, we have, there's this new petal pink. Well, I didn't see this one. See, that's the thing. Even I don't look as closely at the catalog as I need to. Look at, I just saw that. The Old Olive and Sahara Sand Twill ribbon. I need some of those. Oh, yeah. Okay. And then as far as our perfect placement, let me tell you, you guys, I typically use my stamping blocks, okay, just because it's easier for me. But lately, my eyes, if you stamp anything with me, you'll hear me say, Lord, where are my eyes? I find that my eyes, either they're getting more tired or something, but I'm needing a lot of help. One of the blessings of a stamp positioner, and specifically the Stamparatus I'm speaking of, is that it will help you to stamp straight and in the same position consistently, okay? So one of the things that I appreciate about this item is that as my eyesight seems to get a little bit worse, which it seems to every year, having this help me with my stamping is such an amazing blessing. The other thing that I love about our Stamparatus that makes our Stamparatus a lot different from some of the other products is that it is a hinged product, okay? What that means is, you see this area right here, I don't know if you can see it closely or not, that's where you can, each of the plates, you can adjust where you line it up. So if you wanted to do consistent line by line stamping, you could, this is perfect for that, and everything would remain lined up. I have to show you some of that sometime, okay? All righty. Some other of our little tools and our helpers that you can see, talks about our clear blocks. Our grid paper, you guys, I love my grid paper. Again, I can't write in a straight line. I can't cut in a straight line. Even if I have a ruler, I can't do it in a straight line. So having the grid paper is another blessing for me because it helps me to line things up, and I'm not going up the hill or down the hill. I'm a little bit more even in my stamping. And new to the catalog is our masking paper. We'll tell you all about that as we do a lot, because I tend to do a lot of masking in my stamping. All right, if you want to know what punches we have that are new in the annual catalog, you'll go to page 150. That starts the punch party section. It tells you these are all the bundles, the punch bundles. And when I say the punch bundles, just simply means that these stamp sets, they don't coordinate with dies, they coordinate with a punch. Okay, so that's what this is all about. You guys, I'm almost done. I promised I would try to stay to an hour, and we're almost there. That's what that is all about. Then the next section that we go is 2 pages of punches, which is awesome. And some of the punches are standalone punches. What that means is that they don't coordinate with a stamp set. Okay, so you don't have to buy a stamp, well, you don't have to buy a stamp set anyway, but they don't coordinate with that. Other tools in the catalog, we talk about our trimmer, our scoreboard, our take your pick tool. That is like my absolute favorite tool in the world, is one of my take your pick tools. It helps me to pick things up. Putty. One is a putty end. Did I finish? Oh, I need to get some refill on my putty. Yeah, I need a refill. You have the pointed edge. and then you have the spatula edge. And that's how simply you can replace them, or interchange them, I should say. And this is the locking mechanism. You can see when you lock it in and when you open it. Okay. Next section in the catalog, if you flip right on through, talks about more of our cutting tools, but specific to our cut and emboss machine. The mini and the regular one, and all of the coordinating plates. Then we come to our die bundles. In the next section. Then the next section in the catalog, you'll find our standalone dies. Again, standalone dies are those dies that don't coordinate with a specific stamp. So you can use them independently, or you can use them in conjunction with something else. But these are what we call our independent or our standalone dies, okay? There's a couple pages of that. In this section right here, I love our embossing folders. You guys, I absolutely love our embossing folders. Again, take a look at it. Anything with the N tells you they're new to the catalog. But these are, oh, I gotta get the stripes and splatters. I didn't see that one. I gotta go get them. Anyway, you see how I get distracted, which is why I told you I don't ever normally get to read the index, because I get distracted and I go straight for the goodies. Okay. All right. So enough of that. But our embossing folders are just wonderful tools to add texture to your card. You could use them as standalone. So I was working on a project here. This one is the fern. This is new. This is part of the, this one is the Fern 3D. As you can see, I stamped it. I used the water bubble technique, and then I added some of the parakeet party color to it, just so you can see for a little texture on there. And then last, we get into our indices. This one is your stamp index. In alphabetical order, if you're looking for something, you can go right to your index so you can find all your stamps, and it only, and then is your accessories index. Okay. You guys, that is it for a quick walkthrough of the catalog. I really, really thank you guys for joining me tonight. Just a couple of announcements I should make with you for tonight, you guys. Our March Stamp and Sip class, which are our monthly class. SIP stands for stamps, ink, and paper. I know people normally think that I meant let's stamp and have a drink, but it is stamp and sip, stamp, ink, and paper class. It is monthly. Usually it is the third Saturday of the month. This month is the 21st. I will not be available on the 21st, so I am going to make sure that the March Stamp and Sip is available online. In my Facebook group, there is a link to register for the class. Once you have registered for the class, you will receive a YouTube link. It'll be a private, unlisted YouTube, and only with the link will you have access to the class. So if you do want to register for the class, please use that link, register, and once make the videos. Actually, the product should arrive, I think Saturday, I think is when my own stamp set arrives. Once I create the cards, then I will shoot the video and have it posted, and then if you've registered for the class, I will get you the class link so that you can watch and participate and take that class anytime you feel like taking the class. It will always be available provided you have the link. It will always be available for you. Also, don't forget the paper share is available. The paper share is $50 plus tax and plus tax. And with the paper share, you will get, again, the samples of the 18 designer series paper, and you will get a pack of the texture, I forgot the name of it, the texture chic memories and more card pack. You will also get that as a gift from me in the in your bundle, in your card share. Must be a minimum of 4 people in order to make the share valid. So there's 1 person right now. I have 3 spots still available. If there's more than that, more the merrier, but a minimum of 4 people must participate for the share to be a viable share. Okay. If you're watching this video, please give me a thumbs up, like, share my video, share my channel with your friends and your family, and keep joining me as I bring you content. My goal is to bring you as much content as I can, as my schedule allows, but minimally I will try to upload at least 2 videos per month. I know it should be more than that, but at least 2 videos per month is my goal, to share with you my simple yet elegant card creations that I make. Guys, any questions for me, hop on over to my Facebook page, and I will put all of my socials in the description box, and join me. Oh, I forgot. On the, what's the 15th, I think it is the 15th. I'm sorry. Several of my other demonstrator friends, Kathy Irving, Jones Irving, I think Michelle is going to join us, and I think maybe Sharon Coleman is going to join us, and we are going to participate in our second roll of the die demo. We've already rolled the die, and our theme was Father's Day, masculine. I won't say Father's Day, it was masculine. And when we rolled the die, if I remembered, we had simple stamping, we had paper piecing, simple stamping. Oh my gosh, what was the other one? Oh, now I can't even remember. Kathy, do you remember which ones we had? But it was simple and clean, paper piecing. There was one more, and I can't remember. Anyway, I will tell you, but that will be on the 15th. That will be another YouTube live. And guys, guess what? We will stream live, and you will get to see us create those cards for you. Typically, we will have one done because we want to make samples so that we know what we're doing. But then we will make a live project for you from the roll of the die. Any questions for me, guys? Please don't hesitate to reach out to me at Sweets on my Facebook page, or email me. Again, all of my contact information I will leave in the description box. Thank you guys for joining me. Have a good night and happy stamping.